If you want to understand the state of the American economy in 2026, don't look at the GDP. Don't look at the unemployment rates either. You need to look at the phone of an average Gen Z.
Bro, I'm going to the Super Bowl! I got 33,000 on this shit, and I'm seeing it live. Scooter Jones just came to my crib and gave me free tickets to the fucking game, bro. I have to pack. I have to pack. I am on my way to my gates. I'm not gonna lie, I am extremely nervous, bro. I'm gonna be there. My money's on the Seahawks. I'll update y'all when I get to San Fran, probably tomorrow. But stay tuned, I'm gonna be live streaming everything on fucking TikTok, bro.
Another bitch mad, another one, and another one, and another one, and I can't catch a break from these
We are witnessing the largest migration of capital in history, and this capital is going directly into the hands of casinos. According to a report released just a few months ago by TransUnion, Gen Z now accounts for about 34% of all online betting activity in the United States. We aren't investing anymore. We're betting. We're betting on the Super Bowl, we're betting on ODTE options, and we're betting on memecoins whose names I literally cannot say on camera. It is bad. Now, the older generation takes a look at this data and they love to call it financial illiteracy. They say that we're addicted to a dopamine, that we're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, and they say that we really don't know the value of a hard-earned dollar. But when I look at these numbers, I do not see stupidity. What I'm seeing is rational desperation. We are gambling because the safe path, the path of go to school, get a job, save 10%, is mathematically guaranteed to fail. So when the game is really rigged to keep you poor, high risk becomes one of the only rational strategies that are left. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the Gen Z money operating system, and I'm going to try and show you guys exactly why we are correct to be nihilistic, but wrong about how we're trying to escape. Welcome to the casino. First things first, let's take a look at the data that the news does not like to talk about. In 1981, the median age of a first-time homebuyer was 29. That means you got a job at 22, probably saved for about 7 years, and you bought a house. It was simple and straightforward. Last year, the National Association of Realtors released the 2025 profile. Do you know what that number is now? 40 years old. Think about that. The American dream has been delayed by over an entire decade. That means if you are 20 years old watching this, the data literally says that you are statistically unlikely to own a home until about 2046. In 1984, a house cost about 3.6 times the median income. But today, in 2026, it costs nearly 6 times the median household income. This is what economists like to call financial nihilism. It's where the cost of living, rent, food, insurance is rising faster than wages are, but asset prices, stocks, houses, Bitcoin are rising faster than both. This tends to create a K-shaped reality. That means if you own assets, you tend to get richer, and if you work for wages, you get poorer. Gen Z is in a place where we own absolutely no assets, only because we're coming of age to finally start making money and thinking about our financial futures now. So we only have wages, meaning we are getting poorer as the days go by. Because our wages can't keep up, we are actually drowning. That same TransUnion report found that Gen Z's monthly debt payments jumped about 27% last year alone. So we are in a trap. Okay, true. Saving about, $500 a month feels absolutely pointless because inflation eats it. But what do we do about it? We try to jump the gap. We try to turn a paycheck into a house overnight because we know that we can't do it over 20 years. Let's do some math. Every bet has an expected value, EV. If you flip a fair coin and I pay you $2 for heads and take $1 for tails, that is a positive EV. You should play that game forever. You will become a billionaire. That is guaranteed. But Gen Z is not playing this game. When you bet on sports, there is a thing that is called a VIG. A VIG is the fee that the bookie takes. This ensures that the house always has the mathematical edge. Sports betting is what I like to call a negative EV game. The more that you play, the more that you mathematically are guaranteed to lose. And it's hurting us heavily as a generation. A study from Intuit Credit Karma late last year showed that about 37% of Gen Z sports bettors identify as addicted. That is 14% higher than every other generation. We are medicating our financial anxiety with the very thing that is making us poorer. Are literally trying to escape this rigged economy of fiat by entering a rigged casino on like DraftKings or Polymarket or Kalshi or whatever it is. Literally bleeding out from both sides. So is the answer to this problem to stop gambling? And to that, I have to say absolutely not. The answer is simply to change the game that you're playing. Now let me explain what I mean by that. Stop playing PvP games. You cannot beat the algorithm. You cannot beat the Vegas bookies. You need to find a game where the EV is positive, a game where the odds are rigged forever in your favor. And that brings us to the thesis of Orange Peel, but gambling edition this time. You need to be attacking with AI and exiting with Bitcoin. Let's talk about income. The old way to get money was learn a skill, get a job. That's completely dead. We've talked about this a lot on this channel. The Stanford Digital Economy Lab reports that the entry-level tech job postings have dropped by nearly 67% since 2023. Junior developer role is literally gone. The junior analyst also gone. AI has killed these jobs. But here's the flip side. If you stop trying to be the worker and start being an orchestrator, AI can be your greatest cheat code in history. Watch this.
Alright guys, I want you to pay really close attention here. So the exact workflow that I've done is step 1, I went to Gemini, I dumped my raw thoughts into the chat and I asked it to convert my ideas into a mega prompt for a full stack developer. I asked it to architect the database, the design system, and the monetization logic for a subscription-based newsletter for me. Now step 2 is the execution. I took that engineered prompt from Gemini, which is basically like a blueprint, and I pasted it into bolt.new. Now Bolt is not a chatbot, it is a development environment. It takes the blueprint from Gemini and actually builds the application I'm looking for. So I want you guys to watch this really closely. It is installing the dependencies, it is writing the React components, it is connecting the payment buttons and everything. And I did not write a single line of code here. I just acted as the bridge between the idea and the product. And just like that, we have a fully functional, deployable business for a subscription-based newsletter on the debasement of the dollar and how you can fix your financial situation, basically.
This used to take a team of 5 people in about 2 weeks. I just did it for you guys in like 45-ish seconds. That is a positive EV. Why? Because the cost of failure is virtually zero. I can spin up 10 of these prompts. If 9 fail, I lost an afternoon, maybe. If 1 hits, I can make 100x. You don't need a boss. What you need is an API key. Use the robot to mine the fiat currency from the legacy system. Okay, great. So now that you've used AI to generate some cash flow, you've attacked with AI, you mined the fiat. What do you do with it? Do not keep it in dollars. Dollars are actually designed to lose value. Do not put it in sports betting. Keep your money off of Polymarket, guys, please. That is designed to take your value. That is designed to keep you addicted. You need to put it in the only asset that is absolute scarcity. You need to exit with Bitcoin. Bitcoin satisfies our generation's need for gambling. It's volatile. It crashes, it rips, it feels risky, but unlike a casino, there is no house edge to Bitcoin. There are only 21 million coins. No one can print more, no CEO can dilute you. Every single day that you hold Bitcoin, the math is getting better for you, not worse. When you hold Bitcoin, you are betting against the incompetence of the system. And looking at the $38.5 trillion debt or something that we're sitting at, Bitcoin is the safest debt in the entire world. So to my fellow Gen Z, I am not going to say that you guys are cooked. I'm not going to call you guys degenerates or anything. You are not wrong for wanting to gamble or sports bet. The system has literally forced your hand here. But please stop gambling on things that enrich DraftKings and start gambling on yourself instead. Start taking a chance on yourself. Start placing bets on your own future. Build with AI, protect with Bitcoin, attack with AI, exit with Bitcoin. The casino is open once again, but this time you need to be the house. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you weren't too mad when you read the title and you thought I was going to start encouraging sports betting, like open a Kalshi account or whatever. The only type of gambling that I am encouraging here is gambling on yourself and taking a chance on your dreams, which is so cringe now that I say it out loud. But that is it for today. I hope you guys liked today's episode. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Liked it, didn't like it. If you like these kind of topics or you think I should just stick to the Bitcoin AI, that stuff, or like macro explainers, whatever you guys are thinking, let me know. I'm sort of running out of, ways to keep this content like different from the others, keep it fun, keep it punchy, keep it entertaining. Yeah, with that being said, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay orange pilled. I'm your host, Nikki, and I'm going to see you on Friday, promised this time, for an interview with British Hodl. This was supposed to come out last week, but we had to reschedule the interview. So it will be out on Friday. I recorded it last night and it was just incredible. I mean, I don't think I've ever had a more profound conversation. I mean, I was taking notes during the thing and I have so many scribbles and things that I just had to think about. So then I went on a night walk to kind of like clear out my head and like set up an action plan and things like that. But yeah, I'm not going to keep you guys here too long with an outro. I'll see you Friday.